Hi folks, welcome to Set Apart Homestead. So we're in the kitchen today and making a good winter tonic that probably a lot of you have heard about. Maybe you make it yourself, maybe you drink it, but I think there's going to be several of you that may not know about it or have just heard and you're a little curious about it. And this is called Fire Cider. Something that's been around for a long time. You can buy it pre-made. There's companies that make their own different versions of it. But the thing is it's super easy to make at home. It's one of those kind of tonic recipes that it's nearly impossible to make a mistake on this one. Just about any way you want to make it, it's going to turn out pretty good for you. So what it is, before I go into the actual making it, it starts with apple cider vinegar. And most of you probably are aware of the health benefits to apple cider vinegar, especially with the mother in it. Just a little side note, if you use vinegar internally, other than say like your salad dressings, you know, the vinaigrettes, but I'm talking about vinegar, whether it's white or apple cider vinegar. If you're going to take it internally in your body, you need to use the kind with the mother in it. It's not that the vinegar is so much different, but with the mother, you're getting an additional health benefit of the mother. You can, take internally white vinegar, like in a, teaspoon or whatever like that, but you're not getting the mother in it. White vinegar is, in my opinion, is much better for cleaning and for other purposes. If you're going to make a tonic or something, you really should have raw apple cider vinegar that has the mother in it. And there's some good brands on the market that you can get that. Go to your local grocery store or health food store and you should be able to find it very easily. And it's not terribly expensive. So that's the base, and that's the tonic that we're making. And then what fire cider is you take that base and you add a bunch of stuff that's really hot. We have horseradish root, ginger, some onions, lemons, garlic, I've got some turmeric, some hot peppers, just some different hot peppers. I've got some herbs. All this stuff gets put together, you put it in the vinegar and you let it set for about 4 to 6 weeks. Shake it up every day. And in the end you have this tonic. The vinegar absorbs a lot of the good medicine that's in these different ingredients, and you have this very hot tonic. I mean, it's going to be similar to taking a shot of whiskey, although you don't really need to take a whole shot of it. Tablespoon is about good enough. 2 to 3 teaspoons. Each one of these ingredients are known. They have different properties, but each one of them are known to be really good at building immunity, killing bacterias, and things like that in your system. And so you put it all together in this vinegar, let it set for a month, month and a half. In a month and a half now, you're going to be looking into more of your serious fall, closer to winter, when people are starting to get the sniffles and the stuffiness and the snottiness and the colds and the flus and stuff like this. And if you take this as a daily tonic, it can greatly reduce your risk of getting something like that. And even if you do get it, this can help your body fight it off a lot easier. I've been doing it for a few years now and I love it. It's almost kind of a challenge in the household to see who can tolerate more of it, make it good and hot. Today is a pretty basic recipe. So this is something, again, it's a tonic that you would take on a daily basis to kind of help your system build up, kind of detoxes your system. The vinegar is really good for that. And there's things in it that, some of these ingredients like the turmeric root and the ginger, they're good for like pain. So if you get in kind of that achy pain, cold or something like that, it can help with that also. There's some herbs in there that add some flavor, but also have their own health benefits. So there's a lot of good healthy stuff here that you put together. So it's really easy. As far as what you put in it, it's kind of up to you. Again, you start off with the vinegar. You want to add some honey, a quarter cup or so, or to taste. I mean, I don't want mine really sweet. It just kind of cuts down the heat just a little bit. And I usually make mine in a 1/2 gallon mason jar. And again, with the stuff that you want to add to it, onions, peppers, ginger, horseradish, turmeric, some type of citrus, lemons, oranges, garlic. Garlic is really good. It's good to, purifies the blood. And then if you want to throw in some herbs maybe that you're growing in your garden that have both kind of a medicinal and flavor value to them, that works just fine also. The amounts, it doesn't really matter. You can find recipes online that have specific amounts. I just kind of play with mine. I just kind of, each batch is a little different. If you've got a jar this size, and I'm chopping mine, so it's going to take up more room. A lot of people like to grate it down. If you do that, it takes up less bulk in a jar. But I'm looking for maybe around half of the jar full with the stuff that I'm putting in it. And if it's a little bit more, a little bit less, it's not a major deal. I mean, you could even go up to 3/4 of a jar full, but you want to leave enough room for the vinegar. So I'm chopping mine up. I usually leave the peel, like if I'm putting lemons and oranges, I leave the peel because there's good stuff in the peel. Stuff like that. Of course, clean it, but it's pretty easy. It's not something that you can really mess up. And like I said, so you put all this stuff in the jar, seal it off, put your vinegar in it, of course, kind of give it a good shake. And then you need to set it somewhere that's out of the sunlight, out of light, direct light, because direct light, the UV kind of breaks, things down. Any kind of tinctures or extracts or vinegars, syrups, things like that, that you're doing herbally, you need to keep them out of the sun. That's why you see the old medicine bottles that are that dark amber. It helps keep the sun out of it or light out of it, UV rays, which breaks things down and they don't last as long. So you put it all together, cap it off, and put it up somewhere. And then on a daily basis, you need to try every day to just walk over and do that, put it back down. It's good. And what that does, it keeps it mixes it up. You want to make sure that you have enough vinegar to cover all the stuff that you're putting in there, so that stuff doesn't, get moldy or start to rot. So you want to keep it good, where it's enough to cover it. At the end of 4 to 6 weeks, 4 weeks is usually enough. I know some people that like to take it a little bit longer, but 4 weeks has always been fine for me. You can strain it out, pour it out, strain it, and then take the vinegar that's strained and you put it back in here, and there's your tonic. And how you want to take it is kind of up to you. Me, I don't mind taking it straight. I'll pour out. I take a little bit more just because I actually like it. So I may take a couple of tablespoons straight, and that's fine. If you can't take the straight, usually between the vinegar and all the hot stuff, it packs a real wallop. So you can mix a little juice with it, or just water or tea or something like that to kind of knock it down. Or you can make a cup of tea, put some of this in it, maybe just a little bit of honey to kind of tone it down. You can take it that way. Another way that you can use this is you can use it as a salad dressing. It actually works really well as a vinaigrette on your salads. And a lot of people like to use the Fire Cider for that. Again, I've mentioned this, there's a lot of different ways to make this, and there's not really a wrong way to make it. So don't get hung up on whether you're making it properly or using the right ingredients or the right amount. Basically, the whole idea is to take things that have a good, healthy value to them, and that they've got a good punch, and you're putting them all together in a vinegar. The vinegar is extracting that, and you've got Fire Cider. It's really easy. So let's start throwing things together. We're going to start off with some onions. If you have a funnel or something, it might be easier, but this works fine for me. This is the horseradish, and as you can tell, I just kind of chopped it up coarsely. It's nothing real fine. If you want to take the time to grate it, that's fine. It's not a problem. Garlic, there's probably a good large bulb of garlic in here, 15, 16 cloves, but you want to do more, you can do more. Ginger and turmeric root, again, just chopped up coarsely. Put that in there. This is some habanero and chili peppers. I took the seeds out of mine just to kind of keep it from getting too much, but You know, if you like it too much, then do it. This is basil, holy basil, and some lemon balm. Some good flavors, and there's also a good medicinal value to it. Last thing, I'm gonna throw a lemon in there. Ooh, I kind of smashed that. This one is really ripe. And remember, I don't peel it, I just kind of chop it up like so. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, I wasn't even watching. Anyways, throw it in there. Now I am going to try something this year, and I'll let you know if it works. So I've never, hold on. I've never used this before, but I thought I'd try it. It's apple cider vinegar, but it has honey in it. Everything I've read that it's just as good. It's organic, it's got the mother and all that. So I'm gonna try that. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna change its ability to, extract. I don't know if it's got one of them little nozzle things. Pop that out of there. We'll see what it tastes like. I thought I'd give it a shot. And I mentioned I try to make it a little different each year. I like, kind of changing it up and making it a little different. Boy, it just almost filled the whole jar. I've got another bottle of just regular vinegar. We'll top it off with that. Leave a little room. I probably filled it up slightly too much, but I think it'll be all right. And I forgot to grab a lid, and they're not nearby. So I'll have to get a lid. There's one right there. Mix it all up like this. And there's your fire cider. Put a good tight on the cap and just keep it shook up. And like I said, in about 4 weeks, it's gonna be ready. You strain it. And depending on your tolerance to vinegar and hot stuff, a teaspoon, tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, just however. You can't overdose this kind of thing. It's a tonic, and it's all healthy and it's all food, but it's healthy food. And it will help keep away those winter snotty noses and colds and fevers and things. I'm not saying it'll cure everything, but it's really good at helping that. And I know, like I said, I've done this for a few years now, and I've noticed a reduction of that kind of stuff in the winter time. A little bit more energy. Vinegar, apple cider vinegar is really good at kind of boosting your energy. It's kind of like a natural energy drink. Plus, it's really good at cleansing your body. So if you do this on a regular basis, you may not notice it in the first few days. This kind of stuff kind of helps, it takes time to build up in your system and before it really works. But I think you'll enjoy it if you've never tried it before. Usually put a date on it. And as far as it lasting, it's a vinegar. Once you strain it out, it'll last a while on the shelf. But I always make it around this time of the year. That way, by the time 4 weeks is ready, you're really into that season where you need to start taking something like this. And by the end of the season, it's gone. But I usually make a couple of these, or more maybe. So it's not something that I usually keep on the shelf for, that I'm canning it for years. I guess you could maybe make it, let it do its extraction, strain it, and then can it. I don't see that. They think that would be a problem, but I'm not an expert in that. I've never tried it because I make it every year. Anyways, so this is fire cider. Pretend, the kids, they'll think it's like taking a shot of whiskey. Not that your kids should know what whiskey tastes like, okay? This isn't the 1950s. But try it. Let me know what you think. And many of you that make this, I'm sure you have your own recipes, things that you like to add in there that's different than this. And please comment leave a comment in the comment section, because, like I said, there's really not a wrong way to make this. And everyone, a lot of people I know, they kind of throw in their own little thing, their little unique ingredient, and that's pretty cool. So let us know in the comments. All right, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.